In the heart of Africa's harsh dry season, a small stretch of river was slowly shrinking beneath the relentless heat of the sun. In the muddy brown water, a massive male hippopotamus rested almost completely motionless. Only his eyes, ears, and nostrils remained above the surface. With a body weighing several tons and jaws powerful enough to frighten away most predators, the giant seemed to have little to fear. But for several days, a much smaller enemy had made it impossible for him to rest. Hundreds of ticks clung tightly around his ears, neck, belly, and the deep folds of skin behind his legs. Some had fed until their bodies were swollen with blood. The bite sites had become irritated and inflamed, causing constant itching and discomfort. The hippo shook his enormous head. He scraped his feet against the muddy riverbed and twisted his body, trying to rub his belly against the ground. Then he climbed onto the bank and pressed his thick hide against the rough trunk of a dead tree. A few ticks fell away, but most remained firmly attached in places the hippo could not reach. Beneath the scorching afternoon sun, the giant became increasingly agitated. He opened his enormous jaws and released a deep roar that sent a nearby herd of antelope running across the grassland. At that moment, a red-billed oxpecker flew down from an acacia tree. It landed gently on the hippo's broad back. The hippo immediately turned his head. His small eyes stared directly at the uninvited visitor. A single violent movement could have thrown the bird to the ground. But the oxpecker did not fly away. It hopped carefully toward the hippo's neck, tilted its head, and examined a deep fold of skin. Then it struck. A swollen tick was pulled free. The bird quickly swallowed it. The hippo flicked one ear, but did not attack. The irritation in that spot had already begun to ease. The oxpecker released a series of sharp calls. Before long, more birds arrived. They landed on the hippo's back, shoulders, head, and flanks. The flock began searching for food. One by one, the ticks were pulled from the hippo's thick skin. Some were hidden deep behind his ears, forcing the birds to grip tightly and pull several times before the parasites finally came loose. Each removed tick left behind a tiny red mark. The hippo remained still beside the riverbank, but as the birds moved toward his belly, they suddenly noticed movement beneath the water. A large crocodile was silently approaching. Only its eyes were visible above the river's surface. It was not targeting the fully grown hippo. Its attention was fixed on a young calf standing a short distance away. The adult hippo had not yet noticed the danger, but the oxpeckers had. The entire flock immediately stopped feeding. They released a chorus of sharp alarm calls and rose into the air. The hippo turned toward the river. At that exact moment, the crocodile exploded from the water. The male hippo charged down the bank. His massive body crashed into the river, sending a powerful wave across the surface. The crocodile tried to change direction, but it was already too late. The hippo opened his enormous jaws and attacked directly in front of it. The crocodile twisted away, struck the water with its tail, and disappeared into the deeper channel. It abandoned the hunt and vanished beneath the muddy surface. The young hippo quickly returned to the safety of the herd. The danger had passed. The male remained in the water for several moments, rotating his ears and scanning the river around him. Above, the oxpeckers continued circling. When the area finally became quiet again, the birds returned to his back. They resumed pulling the remaining ticks from his skin. By late afternoon, many of the infested areas had been cleared. The hippo no longer shook his head constantly or rubbed his body against the trees. The birds had filled their stomachs. The hippo had not only gained relief from the irritating parasites, the bird's warning calls had also helped him detect a danger silently approaching through the water. As the sun began to set, the oxpeckers flew toward the acacia trees on the far side of the river. The hippo slowly returned to the cool water until only his eyes and nostrils remained above the surface. In the wild, strength alone is not always enough to survive. Sometimes, even a giant needs the help of the smallest creatures.